Very exciting.
Yeah.
It's like a couple years endeavor, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know? And then you came along and here we are.
We're working on it. Well, hi, Meaghann.
Hi.
Welcome
Thank you.
to the first podcast of the Yuma Association of Realtors.
How exciting. This is a wonderful day.
We have a new podcast studio. What do you think about it?
I love it. It's extremely professional. And
we've got a lot of equipment in here.
Yes.
So I did want to mention, soon we'll be allowing agents and affiliates to rent out the podcast studio free of charge.
Yep.
We're just working on a sign-up form so that
good.
they'll show what's open, what's available, and then people can sign up. And as long as it's open and available,
why not? Come and use it.
Come and use it. A lot of the stuff in the back can be removed, like the poster boards and stuff, and you can replace it with whatever you want. We're supposedly going to get
like personalize.
You can personalize it, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Only for that hour that you've got it. Then you have to take it all back down. We're also going to have some shelving that you can put like knicknacks on, but
cool.
We don't have it up yet.
I think it looks very nice with the sign.
Yeah, so it's a very cool studio. Kind of quiet in here, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I can only hear what's on the mic.
We got professional lighting and a lot of professional gear, so hopefully it comes out good.
Yeah.
All right, so that I wanted to talk about the studio just because we've never had one, and this is the beginning. Next thing I kind of wanted to talk about, because we did such a good job last year of getting people ABR designations, accredited buyer representation.
Yes.
Because NAR had it pushed last year where you could get your ABR training almost free, a huge portion of it, right? Yeah. And so we had Kelly Soriano come to Yuma twice, and I think both classes were like 40, 50 people.
Just under 50, both. The first one ended, and then we went ahead and planned another one, not knowing if we could fill it up or not, and it filled within a couple days.
Yeah. Did you take the class?
I did.
How was it?
It was fantastic. It's a class that you get out of real estate school with, from ADRE, and you get your license, and you think to yourself, now what? The ABR, whether you're a new agent or even 15, 20 years in, 5 years in, wherever the course you are, it teaches you and kind of helps you learn how to be a realtor, not just a real estate agent, not just the paperwork side of things, but actually how to initiate working with a buyer. And what are the questions? What can you anticipate when working with a buyer? And what are they expecting of you? Oh, it was brilliant.
It's awesome.
Right?
Yeah. And the best thing is better education for our members just means overall better professionalism in Yuma.
Yeah.
So to piggyback on ABR, the board is actually going to be doing some free GRI classes this year.
Yes.
So we've got one coming up. Are you planning on looking at getting your GRI?
Yeah, I actually have taken 11 out of the 12 classes, but they have since expired because there is an expiration date on them.
Well, that's good to know.
Yes, it is. It is very important that when you put the time in, make sure you have a plan to get it done within the year, because they do expire. I want to say 2 or 3 years, and the state will confirm that. But the GRI is the Graduate Realtor Institute, so it's kind of like getting your master's of real estate.
Yeah, I've always heard people say that was kind of like one of the ultimate designations.
It is.
Yeah. So we have a free class coming up, and then we also have a paid class the next day. We're going to do 2 classes. One that's free. It's being provided by AAR grant, which is great. So any member that, as long as we have space, you can attend. Just sign up. And then the next day, because you have to do several classes for these designations, the next day we have a business planning 101 class. And that one there is a charge for, but it's still very inexpensive. It's $35, I think.
Yeah, and typically these classes are $89 to $99, $129, depending on what they are. So for that price, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Especially being free from the grant.
So I'm excited. We'll see how many people attend those. Okay, so anyway, the classes are coming up soon.
Yeah, the Business Professional Development Committee is working their tail off.
Yeah. How is that committee? It's pretty cool.
It's good. I think they have a really solid group. It's always been a very good group.
Yeah.
one that's very hands-on. You know, we used to have two different groups. It was the technology committee and the education committee. And then that went to a hybrid, which is now business professional development. So we have affiliates and realtors alike that, you know, some lenders that they have noticed feedback of, I think more agents should be schooled or taught this, or how can we push them into this direction of learning various types of loans. So it's it's a wide vast of opinions and kind of career backgrounds to formulate a good curriculum.
Yeah, and it's a big, I mean, I wouldn't say big, but it's what they've got over 10 members, right?
I think every committee has almost 12, 13, or 14 members each. Yes.
Very cool. And I think this year's chair is Jessica Tanaka.
Jessica Tanaka.
She's great.
Yeah, our golden star there.
Yeah. Well, and she's a go-getter.
She is.
I
and
love
she
Jessica.
seeks to understand. She loves to learn. She's incredibly passionate about it. It oozes out of her. And she genuinely just wants to help.
Cool. Well, we've got the GRI coming up, but I'm sure throughout the year we'll let the membership know as soon as we have more stuff on.
Definitely need to sign up for that.
There's going to be way more cool education opportunities moving forward.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I do want to talk a little bit about RAPAC because we have a pretty darn good RAPAC showing here in Yuma.
Thriving.
Behind you is our RAPAC Major Investor Board.
Yep.
And last year we had, I mean, I'm not going to count them, but there's like 26 or 27 people up there for major investors. And so that's really cool.
And Yuma, I think this is actually might be missing a few names too.
It could be because we make these boards kind of middle of the year.
Yeah, so we know that there's more.
Yeah.
Which is great.
So the cool thing is, again, we're only 700 or so members. Mm-hmm. And we had over 25, I think, major investors, which is high.
High.
Like compared to other bigger associations, we're on par with them, even though we've got a lot less members.
Right.
So that's very cool.
It is.
But this year we're going to continue to try to up the ante, go to the next level. So we've got our RAPAC committee doing all kinds of cool stuff. They're doing a phone bank soon. We're looking at it possibly doing a major investor event, which would be really fun.
Yep.
But you're a major investor, right?
I am.
Yeah.
I have been for probably 7 years, I want to say. As a realtor, what we do every day, who doesn't want to make sure that our legislative is protecting private property ownership rights, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of the major things. And that's what we do, right? We want to protect that. We want to protect our clients. We want to make sure that they have a common understanding of what it means to be a property owner and legislatively wise, how the state is trying to work.
The cool thing is
to always protect that.
The investment dollars, they get divvied up between national, state, and local issues.
Yes.
So I like the fact that at every level of government, somebody's looking out for you, right? Somebody's looking out for real estate, for home ownership. And so, we won't go into details, but over the years, there's been dozens and dozens of bills that have been tried to pass that could have negatively affected real estate.
Absolutely. And the day-to-day practice.
Yeah.
Because even probably what a lot of our listeners don't know within our association, and I don't know about the state, but what RAPAC did during COVID for Arizona on the state level was it protected us to continue working to be deemed essential. Now, there were other states that did not. So their brokerages had to shut down. Any contract they were doing was immediately to a halt. We didn't have that. We worked. We were deemed essential. We were doing video open houses, obviously to protect ourselves without having too many people come in. But that was amazing because I know for a lot of agents, that was some of their best years.
And I think those kinds of things, legislatively, people don't realize that RAPAC's involved. Okay, so a couple things that we've got coming up. We got a trivia night coming up.
We do. How exciting. 3rd annual.
Yeah. And this is presented by YPN.
Yes.
They put it together.
Yep.
This year it's going to be at St. Paul's Church.
Yep.
But are you one of the...
I am one of the hosts.
Okay.
Yeah. Originally when YPN started, we were looking for events to network and collaborate agents together. And we came up with the idea of trivia night. And I had just gotten off a cruise, a Disney cruise, and I love trivia nights, like at pubs, you know.
Yeah.
They don't have too many of them here. So we thought, why not bring something different? And it was incredibly successful the last couple of years. We had about 100 people the first one. We have to cap it somewhere because venue sizes can be expensive.
Yeah.
And
I went to last year's. It was one of my first things
at the
that
Art
I did
Center
when I got here. Yeah, that was cool.
I think we were maybe 75.
Yeah.
That was fun. So, yeah, and this one is themed. We kind of got feedback. Well, we didn't kind of. We did get feedback that they wanted to streamline other things in with the real estate. But the idea is each table has a realtor, an escrow officer, and a lender. And the questions are centered around all of that. FHA loans versus conventional.
Yeah.
Title questions, right? As far as
real estate related questions.
Real estate related and all. And so that in itself beautifully gets people to interact and network with each other. And this year it's going to be intertwined with Harry Potter.
Yeah, I heard that they're going to mix in Harry Potter questions.
Yes. So I'll have my wand. And I think Jessica Tanaka is going to bring me a cape.
Hey, there you go.
Or, I'm sorry, a cloak.
A cloak, probably cloak.
A cloak.
So are you good at trivia?
I love trivia.
Okay.
I may not be the best at it, but I like it.
When I was young, I watched Jeopardy like all the time.
Totally.
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I'd probably answer one question in Jeopardy correctly on each episode.
I was pretty decent.
You should go on the show.
Yeah. Not anymore.
on.
I was decent back then, but and I would watch like the junior Jeopardy.
Sure.
So they had easier questions.
Okay.
But I was pretty decent.
My dad is a Jeopardy fanatic.
Yeah.
He would be, what is or who is? And I'd say, how do you know that? It's just random. But yes, I love trivia. I love all the things, especially getting to see the agents engage with one another, putting their heads together, maybe, and not being upset if they don't get the right answer and they're just learning, because it's not very hard stuff, but it is random.
Yeah.
So it's just because you get a question wrong doesn't mean you're a bad agent or a bad realtor because you didn't know that. Yeah. It's really just interesting, right?
Yeah. The cool thing
more
is
along the lines.
YPN sets it up so it's a free event.
Yes.
So it's a free event. It'll have some kind of food.
Yep.
Typically also some cocktails or drinks or something like that.
Yeah, usually tacos and, some seltzers or a thing of wine if you'd like.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But it'll be something.
Yes.
So thank you to YPN for doing that.
Yeah, good job, YPN.
Another event coming up, and this is run by Community Outreach, is the Spring Carnival.
Yeah, the Spring Carnival, formerly Realtor Family Picnic Day, and they kind of changed course.
And so it used to be held around late October, but this year they're doing it in April 26th.
Yep.
I got that date.
I love it. Mark that calendar.
So mark the calendar. We'll have we don't have any. Oh, actually, you don't have to sign up for this.
No, you just
show up.
Yep.
Yeah, it's at West Wetlands.
Yep.
11 to 2, April 26th. So if you're watching this before April 26th, put it on your calendar.
Yes. And they're hoping, I know, if you don't mind me saying this, and no expectations if we don't have it, but I got a call and I was asked if I would participate in a dunk tank. So it was Dunk Your President or Dunk Your Broker, and I was so excited.
I think that might be on tap.
I'm ready for it.
They're working on it. Logistics still are there, but I heard that they're working on it. So it would be cool if we had a dunk tank. Yeah. There's going to be all kinds of fun stuff. They're going to have a lot of fun stuff. It's a spring carnival. They want to make it fun for all ages, so you can bring your kids, but also they want to have some fun stuff for the adults. And I think a dunk tank would be super fun.
I mean, the kids would just love it.
I would pay to dunk you.
Oh, come on. All right, game on. We'll charge you double.
But I'll probably, who knows, maybe I'll get on the dunk tank. But it would be cool to have brokers up there. Dunk your broker. That's a brilliant idea.
I mean, just what a fun way. And Community Outreach Committee is led and chaired by Blake Crouch.
Okay.
She's been on the committee for a number of years. And as John would say, she's fired up and motivated as well. So we've already done a park cleanup. Yeah. She's doing podcasts with Jennifer Blackwell to engage with the community to see if there's different ways that we can show that realtors are good neighbors.
Yeah.
So they're looking at
And I know that they're currently looking at NAR grants.
Yes.
NAR every year gives out grants for the community, placemaking grants, things like that. And so we just have to apply. So I know they're currently engaging some of the local community members, like at the city and things like that, seeing what's needed, and then they're going to go and try to get some money for those.
Yeah, because she already got really good feedback on that podcast with Jennifer Blackwell, that the community that was listening had wrote in that shade structures at bus stops. So in the summer, I mean, that's just imperative.
Yeah.
So if we can be a part of that,
it would be awesome.
Keeping Yuma cool in the summer.
That's why I love realtors, because they get involved.
Yeah.
It's like not just selling houses. Like, how do we help the community? How do we fix up things? So very cool. And it's cool that NAR has money for us to do that.
100%.
So we got the trivia night. We got the Spring Carnival. I was just so happy to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
It's our first
I'm
podcast.
really excited to have different guests.
Yeah. So
over time.
I don't plan to always be on the podcast because.
Oh, you have to be.
Oh, we'll see.
It's your voice, your radio voice.
Yeah,
it's
I don't
great.
know. So
because we have another.
We have
spot
another
here,
chair that it's not on camera today, but we have another chair. So we might have a 3-person podcast in the future, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the podcast. This we'll call it quits for this first one, and see how the rest of the year goes.
Okay. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah. Thank you.